Okay, I'm on railroad missions just north of the Charles, and just right across from Salem, actually, in a place called Dunwich Borers. I've been there before, and this place is a place of nightmares. There's something buried underneath this mine. And one of the things that I saw here before is that raiders and really anybody who comes to this area kind of go crazy. Now, if I remember one of these trailers, there's a computer that'll allow me to turn off the turrets. It should be this one. Yeah, I can see the terminal right now. And there's a Tango inside as well. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I have it. The reason why they're saying that is, whenever you use a terminal, you go out of sneak mode. So there's a good chance that somebody will recognize you or basically hear you. I think I have one that might allow me to hack the turrets directly. Scramble will target all U2. Override will make you admin. Smite all foes. Sabotage will cause you to self-destruct upon firing. Actually, scramble. And turn it against everyone. Should be seeing a lot of firing.
Nothing there now.
Oh, that's right, I gotta turn them back on. I'm being absent-minded. There we go. And now observation. Yeah, I can see the incendiary rounds hidden in the walls. They don't seem to have done all that well. And it might not be a good idea to do that, actually. Since what it looks like is that you don't get any experience for such kills. So unless you don't mind not getting the experience, I would say not a good idea. And all it accomplished was just getting them riled up. Alright, time to hunt them down. I need to take out the Overwatch. There's one over here. Now, let's see if I can pull this one off. And that is to sneak up behind this power armor. Ah, shoot. Alright, Tango's moving away. I may not be able to accomplish this one. Piper's been noticed.
The good guys win again.
Sometimes Piper isn't all that great at stealth. I'll help her on the way back.
I kissed the man who invented stims.
Well, I've got an 11% chance to steal it. I need to get rid of power armor anyway. good. That's perfect.
Where that little fucking...
Tango on the stairs. He'll be stopped by that power armor.
person.
I knew it was a good idea to leave it there. Many of the others are armed with rifles, not really a danger. And it looks like the turrets did a pretty good job at weakening them down. They didn't kill them, but they weakened a few of them down.
Getting tired yet?
Head damage. Now back to the more disturbing thing about this. If Blackbird's here, that doesn't bode well for him being alive. This was an area of sacrifice. Sacrifice over a statue down there. And in part you can see what the raiders have done to contribute to that. This wouldn't have been pre-war. It's a bit too obvious. You can see the charred remains. They had a bonfire to sacrifice bodies or people to whatever's down there. Borrowing from the Cthulhu horrors of Lovecraft. And it may have basically reset this entire place. Or part of it, I don't know. This whole mine was set up to get to the statue underneath it. So many of the safety regulations or safety problems that came up to it are by design and not because of some accident or not having enough funds for the place. They meant for the accidents to happen.
This stuff is dust.
Another tango and a turret.
Time's up.
terminal. And basically this goes over the story behind it. The sudden meeting that they needed to go to. They're about to be outed. And there you can see new support beams denied. Extra padding for station 1. This one was apparently, whoever was working here was doing such a good job that many of the people were... Oh, this is a railroad mission. Let's see here. The mission is called Butcher's Bill 2. And that takes you to Dunwich Borers. You can play this mission right here. With or without doing this mission. So basically at the moment it's combined 2 of them. Turning off lights like that should panic them actually. Given the nature of the place. It looks like Blackbird's up here by the jail. He's dead. I think.
Got it.
Pretty good at that. Like, maybe next time you're in my house, I need to keep an eye on you good.
Blackbird note.
Blackbird spotted. Badly injured. Way too many hostiles for the runner to engage. Request assistance from HQ.
Might be all the way at note. I really should put some of this miscellaneous stuff away. Since it takes a while to actually get anywhere. Two Corsairs, unknown number of old models, only survivor. Which means they had intel. And since this place has been rebooted, I'm gonna go all the way through the Dunwich Borers.
Gotta be an end of this someday. For now, gotta do what I gotta do.
Another tango. On the other side of 2.
Spread out! Find them!
2 of them.
Only a fucking coward hides! Yeah, keep running. Thank you!
It's the same thing here. They're making steady progress at 1 and 2. And they were starting to get suspicious and suspect traffic will cease to be a problem once 3 and 4 receive their materials. And the thing is, 4 is the one that they were trying to hide. Three was also a problem as well, given the traffic through 1, 2, and 3 to get to 4. And there's actually a back way they eventually put in, but it wasn't enough to hide what was going on. And they eventually had to call in all of the miners to basically throw them off what was going on. And you see that here too. They're talking about their request for railing as well. The thing is, they wanted people to fall to their deaths because of that sacrifice thing.
Playing games with me, huh? Well, I know you're here.
Out there. For now. Big mistake, rookie.
And you can see how pretty much this situation is ripe for accidents. The first time I was through here, there was a named raider as well. But it doesn't look like the named one appears both times. Ah, welcome back. You can see from the fall right here how this place is pretty much set up to be a death trap, basically. The owners of this mine wanted to sacrifice their workers and keep it as, well, to keep anyone from realizing what was going on. The thing is, the managers who worked on the actual mine, sections 1, 2, and 3, were slowly becoming aware of what was going on. The real reason for the mine itself was not to make a profit, but to get to a statue that's underneath the place. And the only one who actually knew anything about that
That's it.
was the manager at Station 4. And this one is the one that'll really get to you. That is definitely something out of Lovecraft. And basically what they talk about here is how they took up place in the mine, they cleared up the ghouls, people who were used to work here, and that they kept having stoppages, couldn't really use the mine. And that is because of whatever's underneath that. They don't really go into a lot of detail about
Did you
that.
try rebooting the... Oh, you already got it. Nice.
Now comes the freakier part. I don't know if the hallucinations will appear again. Yeah. And a fairly nice dagger down there too. It does not look like the hallucinations repeat. And these poor people are... Or they might actually... I haven't seen any of the hallucinations yet, but they might. These poor people used to work in the mine. The reason I'm turning the lights on, even if it actually wakes up the ghouls, is from the fact that the ghouls will rush at you, so it makes it easier than hunting them down. Alright, might happen. No. And the lights are still on. From the last time I was... No, they're off again. I must have just been the one I just turned on. But the first time you go through this place, you'll see a whole lot of weird hallucinations. Similar to the ones from the Dunwich building in Fallout 3.
Nice.
With this being the fourth place. And the thing that happened here is that they hired people who really weren't considered miners. Glass injury. Trying to remember if they put that here. This is the person who actually knew about the statue. All of them are called forth to an important meeting. And down here you see what that meeting is, and that you see all the managers bound around basically a sacrificial chamber.
Yeah, I just ate, so...
And what they're protecting is down here. That is an eye. And you can see the nose. So as to what is down here, it doesn't really say. But whatever's down here is pretty big. And you see part of the chambers in here too. Almost a classic design in here. Something you would expect out of Rome or Greece. So this either was a major temple or maybe a sacrificial chamber. But 2 free mini nukes. The dagger doesn't come back. There's a tooth here that's basically a dagger that you can pick up, which is really nice. But the simple fact that 2 mini nukes appear there makes it worthwhile. Get up there. There we go. And excuse me, in a couple ways it's kind of even creepier that they don't go into further detail as to what this place is. You only get a glimpse of the horror behind it. And especially when you know that all this was going on pre-war. These sacrifices. These setting up, well, sacrifices in the form of setting up the area so that people would have accidents and die intentionally, leading up to when they basically sacrificed the entire management. And you could argue the mine itself, and the fact that the people who used to work here all became ghouls. There are a lot of horror stories from Fallout that are pre-war, such as the fact that the Deathclaws are all pre-war. Well, pre-war in fact, that in terms that the Deathclaws were originally created by the FEV virus pre-war, and they were intended to use as shock troops against the Chinese. The same FEV virus that led to the creation of the super mutants and the centaurs.
Where'd they go?
Where did Pinker go? I can hear her shooting. If I leave, she'll come with me. This is one of those situations in which a little bit of situational awareness might tip a couple red flags, such as the fact that Salem is right over here. Although technically the Salem witch trials weren't in the town of Salem, they were in an area nearby, but still. Enough of popular culture attributes it to it that you think Salem witch trials. And this one is just outside the town. The next one is to put up this second Mila atmospheric device. I'm not exactly certain what the Tinkerer is expecting to find, though. Actually, I forgot I haven't been through this area. Okay, so a new place to explore right here on my way back. Outlying buildings destroyed. Post-war setup. Raiders.
Who?
Or maybe Dust Devils. I think they're gunners. I should have waited just a little bit longer. Looks like way up there. Yeah. Interesting explosives that they're using. then some will protect me from the explosives for the most part. And a number of the shots. So I've gotta put that thing down somehow. The thing that's helping me in it is the fact that they're using those lasers, and it's not quite as dangerous as it might seem. Those lasers are good very close quarters, but not so much at this distance.
You are really pissing me off!
That's what I was looking for. Train control. Let's lower that. That's all the spotlights. They're using full auto too. Pretty much is a guarantee it's not gonna do very much. The spread of this thing. Oh. I'm not gonna let you insult the uniform. Rest of it's guard. Gunner stuff. Alright. I think the gunners were from one of the vaults. I'm trying to remember which one it is. It's up here somewhere. This one. I think they're from Vault 75. In Vault 75, they tried to take basically a vault full of children and tried to engineer super soldiers. Or train them. Find a way to grow soldiers that would basically do their bidding. To get the best and brightest and take their genetic material. And what is that? Tattoo. It's a grave. Could have meaning for them. At any rate, to take their genetic material and continually breed and better soldiers for them. However, there was a mutiny. Same as the other. And it's not exactly told what happens, but it makes it seem like the scientists that were doing all the killing and extractions were basically killed off in that event. So far as I know, I don't know if this is they are the descendants from that, because it also doesn't tell you when it happened, so this tells you that it happened at some point. So it's unknown if the gunners were part of that or not.
Live from Diamond City, I'm your host, Travis Lonely Miles, and this is Diamond City Radio. This one is Danny Kaye, singing about civilization.
This is the borer that I just left. Dunwich Borers. Okay, so this place has been taken out, basically. I'll do a little bit more scouting as to what's actually here. It's not that bad of an idea with this crane. It makes the area up there more secure. Thing I've noticed with the gunners is they tend to make their places a bit more secure than the raiders do. And they're definitely more useful at these traps.
Yes.
Symbol for gunners. You see this? There's gunners nearby. Although gunners basically are raiders in the end because of how they behave. Further ahead. And that further reminds me, I still need to talk to Paladin Dance. I've been putting that off. got just about all of the perks, so well, the base ones up. And from now I'll start doing some of these others. That might be interesting. Sounds like clairvoyance from Skyrim. Oh, she's behind me somewhere. She'll catch up. The only bad thing found about the turning the turrets on them is that you don't seem to get experience from that, so doesn't make as much sense to do it. Not for long. I just have it, I don't have it on survival, so she'll catch up. All the companions will stay down for a short amount of time, then they'll stand back up again. Actually, when she catches up, I might send her to the castle. I think that might be a
citizens will not be harmed.
robot of the Skyway.
Area secure.
Maybe. $26 from, yeah, that's gonna be on the Skyway. Alright. Suicider. There's one of two ways to get up there. Trying to... yeah. The second way to get up there is this way. There is a construction site that allows access up to that Skyway. And it's close to Bunker Hill. It's also taken over by super mutants. There. She should have caught up by now. I shall definitely catch up when I change the maps. I just hope it's not a bug. Those can crop up from time to time.
Sound! What is it? Oh! Somewhere out there. Somewhere. Come out, wherever you are.
The thing I'm hoping I don't hear is that beeping.
Door's chained up on the other end.
No blood to spill till the buckethead will show up. Let's clean off. No green stuff here. Getting hungry. Boring.
Joy. Oh, worse than joy. And I forgot to reload it.
What was that?
Alright. I've seen a crazy one where there were 2 or 3 of them in a small area. Mobility is one of the better ways to handle these guys. Even on the lower levels. Now for the nerve-wracking part. That was a mistake. But it didn't take as much damage as I thought I would. Okay, now I'm on the Skyway. So wonder this thing hasn't fallen. And you really have to be careful up here. A place like that right there seems solid, but it's not. Or seems partially solid. But you can't walk on the rebar up here. It considers the rebar as pretty much open air. Right, just below me. And it looks like it's not on the Skyway either.
All clear.
There's no way I can survive that. There's a building up here I might be able to get onto. Right here. Doing a quick save just in case. I'm gonna probably take a bit of damage, but nope. Whoa. Alrighty. One Deathclaw is one thing, but two? Let's see what I have here. Should have a couple grenades. That's interesting. They have a way to get across the roof. One of them. Oh, okay. The Flying Deathclaw. That is a terrifying prospect. Looks like one of the Protectrons ended up stuck in a rail.
Do not attempt to flee. You will be identified and sanctioned. Engagement with multiple hostiles. Please stand clear of these.
This is bullshit.
Okay, these are crazy places to put these things. I really feel sorry for the people who were trapped up here.
What the fuck was that? What the hell was that?
Had to hope maybe some of them were able to escape somehow. Well, a lot of them, from the looks of it, didn't or weren't able to.
You can win this? Huh? Think something's wrong. Die!
Depending upon what work I have with the railroad after this, I probably should go off to see Paladin Dance.
Hey you. Randolph's safe house has been MIA since Switchboard, but now we got one of their dead drops tagged. Des wants you to check it out.
What's the story about Randolph?
Everyone that knew the actual location of Randolph died during the last Courser Blitz. So this dead drop is our first chance to reestablish contact.
I hope this means Randolph is safe after all.
It'd be nice to get some good news for a change. Once you take care of the dead drop, report in to Des.
Looks like this is a higher priority.
All hands lost at Augusta's safe house. When it rains, it pours.
The survivor from Augusta, Blackbird, is dead. I didn't find any evidence of where the synth is.
As I expected. But perhaps Desdemona will listen to me next time. Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
I got a night vision weapon.
DIA. Shit,
Gauss
man.
rifle.
That cache you found has some real serious high tech. But the creme de la creme is ballistic polymer weave. Lightweight, serious stopping power. And it looks just like normal clothing. I got some in stock now. Oh, give me some time. I got all sorts of ideas.
Let's take a look.
I will set you up, my friend.
Wait, armored? I'm gonna get this just to see what an armored tuxedo looks like.
Excuse me.
Hey, you keep placing mealers, and I'll keep paying you. You got the time? I got another site we could place another one of my babies. If you need something for the road, the shop's open.
Okay. So it doesn't look any different than a regular tuxedo. Okay, so one moment and then the next episode. I'm at the hour mark. And thanks for watching too. Alright, so one moment till episode 150. And Piper still isn't with me. Something's wrong.